The parable of the talents, the one where the people invest the money and get the return on the investment, is actually not ancient financial advice. If you know the stories of the culture, it turns out it's about something totally different, way more helpful. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. Just a refresher on the parable. If you made an A on your Christian Bible school quiz about the parables, you might just want to skip this part. But basically the parable is that a wealthy ruler goes off, and when he goes off, he entrusts his three of his servants with different amounts of money. One of them is 10 talents, one of them is 5 talents, the other one is 1 talent. And the one with 10 talents invests it and gets a return on that investment. The one with 5 talents invests it and gets a return on his investment. The one with 1 talent doesn't invest it, just holds on to it and gives it back to it. So when he gets back and he receives the return, he's like, yay, 10 talent guy, yay, 5 talent guy, what the hell, 1 talent guy? And the 1 talent guy says, dude, you are a horrible person. Like, you do the things that we're not supposed to do as Jews. You collect money that's not yours. You reap where you do not sow. And I was afraid of you. And so I didn't want to lose it. So I didn't do anything with it, but I gave it back to you. And the guy says, oh, well then I'm going to take it from you because you're horrible. And you need to understand that the people with more are going to get more, and the people with less, what they have is going to be taken from them and given to the people with more. So one interesting fact about this is that when you kind of calculate the value of a talent into modern days, it is like millions of dollars. So these people were given a whole lot of money. That's just a little fact. But the thing that I have heard this talked about is that, when I read it, I would think, wow, that ruler must be God, because God is the ruler in all these stories, and he kind of sounds like a dick. But then I heard preachers, multiple of them, use this in a series where they were giving financial advice, which financial advice from a pastor is probably not the best place to turn for that. Maybe a financial advisor, but whatever. And they were talking about, hey, you need to invest your money. It needs to be getting a return on the investment. You need your money to be making money for you. All the things that wealthy people can do and poor people can't do because these pastors were wealthy. Turns out, the story's not about that at all. There's an introduction to the story that really makes clear what's going on. But ultimately, this story is about a guy named Herod the Great. He was like the infamous previous leader of this region, and the parable parallels his story to a T. And so what everybody's thinking about is this like really corrupt former leader and this story of this corrupt leader. And when you look back on it, like through that lens with the Herod story in view, you realize, oh wow, there's something else happening. Right? There's this horribly corrupt, unjust person that gives money to these people and then is a horrible person when they come back. But the other thing that's really interesting is one of those people stands up for him, calls him out in public. Jesus is telling this incredibly realistic story where when somebody stands up to somebody in power and calls them out in public, guess what? The world doesn't change. Their life gets hard, but they did the right thing. There's lots of layers of meaning to this story, lots of actually practical advice to our life, none of which has to do with God being a dick or with giving you financial advice. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, if you really would like to see all the details, on Sunday there was an episode of Unbelief, and you can find that. Just search that wherever you listen to those kinds of things.